Police have described last night's gun attack on a police patrol in Londonderry as utterly reckless. They said members of the public were also put at risk. Gareth Wilkinson reports.
It was around 9:30 last night when the dissident gunmen struck in the Glen Road area. Their target, a police patrol. Officers came under fire as they examined a stolen car which had been abandoned. A civilian recovery truck was also in the area at the time. The gunmen fired a number of shots. One bullet struck the silver patrol car, but no one was injured. It was an attempt to kill police officers, but members of the public were also in the firing line.
At the time when this attack took place, you had police officers talking to members of the public who were effectively in the line of fire. So these people who carried this reckless act last night not only showed utter contempt and murderous intentions towards the police officers, they showed a recklessness and a disregard to the fact that there were members of the public talking to the police officers they were attempting to attack.
A large area was cordoned off as a major security operation continued throughout the day. Forensic officers carried out a detailed examination around the scene, while officers from the Army's bomb squad were also called in to make sure the area was safe.
The PSNI are now trying to establish if what happened here was an opportunistic attack or an attempt to lure officers into an ambush. But after a series of bombings in the city over the last year, this shooting marks a shift in tactics by the dissidents, and that's another concern for the PSNI.
The Glen Road is a built-up residential area. There's relief in the community that no one was killed, but anger that such an attack took place.
A Derry father has told BBC Newsline that he and his family were in the line of fire of gunmen in the city on Wednesday night. The Real IRA say they opened fire on police officers and that no civilians were in the immediate area. But this eyewitness has branded them as liars. Here's our Northwest reporter, Kieran Turish.
Liam Kelly's extremely angry with the Real IRA after Wednesday night's gun attack. He says 5 civilians were standing in this field close to 3 police officers when gunmen opened fire.
3 shots rang out and the 2 police officers, they hit the ground. I thought they were dead. I thought that the shots had connected. And it was a terrible feeling that just to think that somebody had been hurt. So the other police officer then, he told us to get down.
The police had been called to check out a stolen car. It belonged to Liam Kelly's daughter. Her mother and boyfriend and another civilian were also in the field at the time of the shooting. 1 bullet struck a police car. In a statement claiming responsibility for the shooting, the Real IRA insisted that there were no civilians in the immediate area. That's been disputed by the PSNI, who say that members of the public were quite close to police when the attack took place. An attack they've labelled an act of madness.
For somebody to come on the TV or radio and to say that they accept responsibility for the shooting, but that the police were in fact lying, really, there was no civilians. There was 4 civilians in this field and they did not care one damn about our safety. They were more content they were getting their minute of joy by trying to shoot another human being dead, as if that's going to enhance anything that they stand for. So I'm really, really very angry, and I have a daughter now who's traumatised by the whole thing, and her mother's in the same conditions. They say that there was no civilians. It's just an absolute lie.
Police say it was a cowardly and reckless attack, and they've renewed their appeal for witnesses. Kieran Turish, BBC Newsline, Derry.